The minute I'm trying a lot of new stuff with the channel, I'm talking about AI and stocks, I'm talking about stocks that we normally talk about, and I'm talking today about the highest running stocks that I can find on the market. The highest one being up well over 200%, and even the lowest one being up well over 50%. So let's discuss them and see what is going on with these particular stocks. Now, I think before we even enter this one, something is very important to note, and that is that, in my opinion at least, when stocks have run up by, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200%, we must consider the potential risk. And I think when we're looking at stocks that are up 2, 3, 400%, we've got to ask, have we missed the highs? Have we missed the potential entry point? I'm talking here about what has happened rather than what will happen next. But I always think, when stocks have run up by that much, is there any point in getting in? For me, the answer is oftentimes no, unless it is an absolutely substantial stock and I'm looking to catch a very quick move. Oftentimes, when I see stocks that are up massively, if anything, I see a potential short opportunity, and that's just the way that I see it. But let's talk through each of these stocks. I just thought it was important to give that disclaimer at the start of this video for a bit of wider context. But anyway, what we've seen here is on our lowest stock, which is called Tenon Medical. The ticker for that stock is TNON. We're seeing a stock which is absolutely rocketing today. So from the morning, we're seeing the stock hit highs well over 70%, cooling down a little bit in the afternoon, and actually neutralizing towards the end of the day and in the after hours. But this stock has been a beast today. On the past 5-day chart for this stock, we're seeing this trend continue in a way where we're seeing the stock go up and up and up every single day, coming in from lows around I believe, 90-cent range roughly, or even the 70-cent range, forgive me, and ever since we've seen it go up and up and up. Now, we are seeing these pullbacks every single time that we've seen a big run, but right now what we're seeing, and this will be a trend for basically all of our stocks tonight, we're seeing an increase in volatility, which obviously means that we can see much steeper rises, but also gives way to the potential for bigger drops in the future. On the past month, though, this stock is looking fairly stable where it is. We're seeing that decline trend come in, down 10% on the month, and the lows were at about 44%, but since that dip, we're now seeing this stock start to recover and actually climb higher than it has been. Now, when we look at this stock on the 6-month chart, we're seeing a massive drop off in the furthest away months, and really since about June, this stock has been going down stably. It's not really moved at all. Now, of course, with a stock like this, I always urge caution, as I said just a moment ago. I can't emphasize that enough, but I would be looking for this one to potentially break above the $2 range, and more importantly, stick there, because of course we are there at the moment. But in the after hours, we're starting to drop by about 8% according to this, and again, like I said, when we see these stocks that run up so much, I always question what comes next. Our next stock that we're going to be looking at, though, is CDIO. So this stock we're going to bring up and have a look at the charts if we can, and we'll see what's going on over there. So our next stock, CDIO, we're seeing that Cardio Diagnostics Holding is up by about 81% today. Again, another massive substantial rise if you ask me. This one's seeing a very similar trend of just that stable growth, and more importantly for this one, we're seeing that growth continue in the after hours. Now, this one's a little bit different to our former stock, where when we look at this trend, it's actually becoming more and more powerful, and even in the after hours we've seen that continue. This stock is coming up from a range where we saw it at the 0.3 mark, and again now it's doubling and actually going past that point now to the potential new highs that we are seeing with this stock as time goes on. Now, interestingly enough, on the 6-month chart, we are actually seeing this breakout being nothing really too significant, as the stock has been sliding month after month after month, being down about 80% plus as of the time of filming. Now, the highs that we saw in this stock a very long while ago in March of 2023 were all the way up at $6, I believe. So obviously we've seen a lot happen since then. And in that wider context, this drop is, or rather this rise is quite insignificant. Now, this stock is a little bit different. This one is potentially a gamble for those who are into that. I wouldn't be seeing this one at the moment as the best investment, because again, with that increase in price, over 100% in the past 5 days becomes that increase in volatility. So I'd be looking at this one with a lot of caution, but potentially a gamble stock for those who are into that. But this one is up significantly, again, over 80% in the past couple of days, and even on the past day, we're seeing that rise actually come in. So this stock is doing extremely well. The question is, where do we go? With a lot of these penny stocks, we have that level of increased volatility, and obviously that means that we have more potential to gain, because it's not like looking at a stock that's $10, $15 that's increased by 50 or 100%. We're looking at a stock that's still only worth 68 cents, but with all being accounted for, it is still a very risky stock in my opinion. Let's move on to our next stock, which is going to be LIFW. Now this stock is actually up the highest out of any that we're looking at today. The one-day gains for this one are an astonishing 252%. Now this stock is at $9.65, so again, it's in that more high value for the stock actual price, if you ask me, and with that comes a level of increased risk. So again, I would not be looking at this one as a potential investment at the moment. What I would say though is this stock has actually seen a bigger gain of over 454% to its highs, but now we are starting to decline a little bit from that. However, today's gain is still significant nevertheless. But again, we are dropping from those ultimate highs that we've seen in the past 5 days, and in the 6 months, a wider trend, just like the other two stocks that we're looking at, isn't too great. We're seeing a stock that in the past year or so has been declining greatly, and now we're starting to see a bit of a rise. In this video, I'm looking more at the technical side of things rather than the fundamentals, but the point for this video is to acknowledge that these stocks are up significantly. I don't really think that this one, LIFW, and especially also this one, being TNON, forgive me, I don't think that these ones are likely to hold. Now, if I was to look at any of these stocks with a potential for rising, it would be this one, CDIO. I'm not saying it's a good investment, and like I said before, I think it is a gamble stock. I think it comes with an extreme and an elevated sense of risk, and I don't even guarantee, and I wouldn't even say with like 50% of my resolution that this stock could do well. I think this is still going to be a risky gamble, but if I was to look at any of these for potential risk, a YOLO trade, it may be this one. I think all of these stocks, though, are not really the best investments at the time of filming. People could make the argument for, well, these stocks are going to do well long term, but it's about really getting the best average price, even if we were going with that mindset. And I think where we sit currently, these aren't at the best position for that. But I thought I'd bring you this video either way, just to talk about what I'm seeing in the market right now for some of the highest gaining stocks. So tell me if you like videos like this one in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in our next one soon. Goodbye.